Welcome to today's compelling episode, where we'll examine the truth concerning the identity and origin of the Anunnaki. Were they gods? Did they create Homo sapiens? Were they the ones that started it all? Did they originate from planet Nibiru? What were those mystery bags carried by gods from all over the world? What were the contents? What exactly did they wear on their wrists? Before we start, let's do a quick recap of Episode 2. Approximately 10,000 years ago, a Domain Expeditionary Force, DEF, squad consisting of 3,000 members got ambushed in the Himalayas mountains. The commander and his DEF military squad were electronically encased in coffin-like force fields, murdered, and their souls were captured and then placed inside plant-based bodies. The hostages were then scattered across various continents on planet Earth. Despite sharing a common identity as immortal spiritual beings, Domain EBs have a different frequency compared to Earth's EBs. This invaluable tiny detail helped the Domain Expeditionary Force create devices to search and identify their people. We will soon understand the real meaning of those mysterious devices frequently appearing in the Sumerians' history, including others that are a continent apart, yet eerie similar. The Domain dispatched 900 soldiers to Earth on a recovery mission under the guidance of the DEF's regional commander. Their strategy was to conduct reconnaissance to discover signs of the missing DEF members, using a variety of electronic devices, designed to detect the personal spiritual signature of each DEF member. The search took place on land, underwater, and through the atmosphere in the space surrounding Earth. What the Sumerian humans called Anunnaki were actually members of the land mission specialists of the Domain Search Party. The desert dwellers identified them as NEPHILIM. Of course, their true mission and activities remained hidden from HOMOSAPIENS. Anunnaki's activities have been purposefully disguised. Therefore, human stories and legends about the Anunnaki, including other members of the Domain Search Party, have not been understood and were poorly misinterpreted. In order to run their mission on planet Earth, the Anunnaki created and inhabited special bodies resembling humans. However, they appeared significantly taller and more muscular compared to humans. The Domain Expeditionary Rescue Mission did not invade Earth to mine gold or enslave Homo sapiens as history implies. They came with one purpose only: to seek and rescue their people. Of course, they could not reveal such a fact to anyone at that time. If anything, the Anunnaki taught Sumerians mathematics, DNA, building structures, and technologies. The Tree of Life is a unique electronic device used by the Anunnaki to detect the presence of life, which is an EB. This powerful electronic field generator was designed to permeate wide areas of space. According to the Sumerians' observations, it resembled a sort of tree, since it consisted of an interwoven lattice of emitters and receivers. The electronic field detects the presence of EBs that are either inhabiting plant-based bodies or existing freely without physical confinements. Each member of the Domain Search Party wore a portable version of this electronic detection device on their wrists. Stone carvings in ancient Sumerian show winged beings using pinecone-shaped objects to scan the bodies of human beings. They are also shown carrying the power units for their scanners, which are depicted as stylized baskets or water buckets resembling a modern purse. The stone carvings also display different deities carrying these detection devices. Some deities embodied eagle-headed winged beings, which are anthropomorphized impressions of DEF mission personnel. Winged gods. Members of the aerial unit of the Domain Search Party were often called winged gods, based on human interpretations. The winged gods appear frequently in stone carvings originating from the ancient Persian civilization. These prehistoric carvings also depict winged spacecraft, which they called up Faravahar. OANs. Members of the aquatic unit of the domain search party were called Oans by local humans. Ancient stone reliefs depict the Oans wearing silver dive suits. They lived in the seas and resembled men inside fish suits. The suits were necessary because investigations traced some of the 3,000 members of the Lost Deaf Battalion inside different oceans. The aquatic unit noticed that the hostages inhabited dolphin and whale bodies, as these aquatic forms are similar to the ones present in the native planetary environment, from which the deaf member originated. We also see some Sumerian stone carvings showing Anunnaki wearing what seemed to be beautiful wristwatches. Were those really timepieces on their wrists? These watches opened portals to different locations on Earth. The rescued teams traveled through various portals to visit different regions and scanned local communities, hoping to identify members of the Lost Deaf Battalion. This also explains why the same purses and scanners appeared in all corners of the world, carried by different deities from east to west, from Asia to Mesopotamia. They seem to appear everywhere. Just search God with handbag and you'll be amazed to see the same electronic devices carried by the Anunnaki appearing in different civilizations. So now you know. Thanks to these sophisticated electronic devices, the domain succeeded in locating all members of the Lost Battalion. The current mission is to regroup and figure out how to return them to the domain. These 3,000 lost soldiers are extremely valuable. Each of them became deaf soldiers after completing meticulous training covering various aspects concerning the different physical universes they encountered on their paths. Although the Anunnaki can create plant-based bodies, they were not the original EBs who created planet Earth plus all the props that came with it. Records from the domain's archive suggest that there were only a few original EBs found living in a far corner of the world, in which they created their own homes, destroyed them, then recreated them again millions of times over. It would be amazing to chat with them, only if we would be so lucky to stumble upon them one of these days. Humans from both ancient and current civilizations have blindly believed misconceptions concerning Anunnaki's origins. It's now clear that they came from the domain, which consists of many universes. However, the domain isn't centered on a physical universe but rather through a common imagination shared by like-minded EBs present in those diverse universes. We have established that domain members don't dwell on physical planets, so it's incorrect to believe that Anunnaki originated from the planet Nibiru. The truth is that planet Nibiru may have existed, however the Anunnaki did not come from there. Your identity as an immortal spiritual being remains unquestionable. The essence of creation and existence isn't detectable through the lens of a microscope, telescope, or any other measurement of the physical universe. Physical units of measurement cannot quantify or comprehend the smell of a flower. The creative force might seem mysterious to you, but each EB has the ability to decipher creation and discover untapped abilities similar to a god. Remember who you are. We hope you've enjoyed watching this episode from the Truth Seeker channel. Our next episode will shed light on the origins of Lord Vishnu, Shiva, Krishna, Ravana, and other deities in our ancient history. Where did each come from? Were they benevolent or hostile and dangerous? Does the pyramid boost your meditation power? Who created Stonehenge and what was the mystery behind it? And more. Thank you for watching.